So when I was at the very lowest point in my life, the most dire feeling of acute depression, where I could feel pain in my body, just coming from my mind. I had not sustained any physical injury. Someone who cared about me said, "Michael, what if you watched a show? What if you watched a series? There's all these great series on television." And I thought to myself at that moment, this person who loves me has no idea what I'm dealing with. I could not care less about anything, much less following the characters in a television series and getting into that, because I had lost a lot of my mind. And that happens. You know, years ago, when someone would describe this, people would consider putting them into a hospital right away. And by the way, sometimes that is needed. But the point is, people didn't talk about depression and anxiety, these mental illnesses, in the same way we do today. Today, there are 51 million Americans, so that's over 19%, who have experienced or been treated for depression in the same year. You're talking about 1 out of every 5 people that are passing you by. Now, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, not that I really have enemies, but there are good things that can come out of it once you make it through the fire. And that's why I talk about this stuff. And in particular, that's why I talk about 3 things that I learned over time when I was confronting and trying to get a hold of and managing that acute depression. Now, I call them the 3 reminders. You may have seen them here. There's more on my website, but you can see right there. The beauty of the temporary, which means everything's changing. Change is the only constant. The unreality we create in our minds is not always what's happening or true. And then also that the things we dislike about ourselves most, or find the most odd or unusual, are often the things that are unique and special and can be cultivated into great things in our lives. So anyway, this is just a check-in today. I write and speak about this stuff for one reason, because it felt so awful, and because, part of the same reason, I know that it can be moved through. You can advance through it. It is not easy, but it is more than possible and can actually be a long-term gift. I'm Michael Golden. This is The Golden Mean. My column is on the link in the bio. Follow us for more.